Hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss the Hindu analysis of 28th June. So I hope you all are aware that every day at 8 p.m. we are having this class, which is generally taken by Govind sir, but generally on Saturday I take the class. So let us begin. So am I audible, visible? If yes, then please write yes in the comments. Am I audible? So मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Is my voice clear? Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. So let us begin. First, before that, please watch these three classes where I have discussed about Israel-Iran conflict. This one. Then I have discussed about Iran and the Iranian Revolution and all about Israel. Please watch these three classes because this topic is very much in the news, and of course they can ask the question. So this is available on our same YouTube channel on which you are watching this class. Just go to the live section and you will get these three videos. Okay. Yes. So let us begin with today's class 28 June Saturday. So first is India trying for US trade deal by July 8 deadline. We will discuss why this is important. The second is India-China to continue dialogue to achieve progress on border issues. This one is in context of SCO Defense Ministers meeting, where Mr. Rajnath Singh, the Defense Minister of India, was also there. So we'll discuss about SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization also. So the defense ministers meeting were there. Okay. So let us begin with this news. India trying for US trade deal by 8th July deadline. Now, why this is a deadline? So first of all, we have to understand that I hope you all are aware of this. This on 2nd April 2025, Donald Trump had called it as Liberation Day. I'm sure you must remember where he had discussed about I will impose tariffs, counter tariffs on different countries, and in fact, it has talked about putting tariff on India also. Okay, and it had given some day, and he had given some day, and that was 8th July. Till 8th July, you have to have some deal. Otherwise, from 9th July, there will be huge tariff, etc. What USA call it as reciprocal tariff, because USA, according to USA, India was putting a lot of tariffs. That is why I will be also putting tariffs. Now, what is tariffs and why it creates problem? Dekho, for example, if USA starts putting 26% import tariffs, what will be the problem? So Indian goods, let's say Indian goods are going to America. So it will become costly. For example, let's say I'm giving example. Let's say India is sending $100 product. Okay. So let's say we are selling a shirt, $100, almost around 8,000 rupees shirt. But let's believe that it's a very costly shirt. So we are selling it at $100 to America. So when we'll sell it, we'll get $100 from America. But if USA puts this tariff on this $100, so the shirt will become $126 price in America. Yes, this will be the new price of the shirt. So if the import tax is put, this shirt will become costly and hence it becomes lesser competitive. So it will not be able to be sold in the market since it will become costly. So this is actually sort of a barrier, import barrier. So import tax or import tariff are nothing but trade barriers. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. So the Donald Trump had said that India is putting a lot of tariffs on American exports. That is what Donald Trump had said, and that is why I will be also putting tariffs if you export. And he has said that I will put up to 26% tariff. That is what Donald Trump had said. So basically, but he had given some time that, okay, I'm giving you till 8th July and you should do some deal, etc. Otherwise, we will impose. So that is why you should see a team of negotiators from India has been in the US for at least 2 days to conduct final negotiation for a mini trade deal by July 8 before the deadline of reciprocal tariff ends. Okay, so if this deal is not done, then of course the America will start imposing 26% tariffs. Now, the top items agenda and the main hindrances means rukawat. The main problem is actually in genetically modified crops, cow milk into India, and the removal. So these and the removal of reciprocal tariff. Reciprocal tariff means I've told you that Donald Trump is saying that since India is putting tariff, I'll also be putting tariff. Okay, this is a reciprocal tariff. Now, what is the problem in genetically modified crops and cow milk in India? देखो, this is also we have to understand. So I hope you are aware. ये आपने सुना होगा that there is a committee called as GEAC, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. This is a committee under MOEFCC, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay. This is a committee under MOEFCC, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. And its job is actually to give approval to GM crops, whether to be used or not. Till now, only one GM crop has been allowed in India, BT cotton. Now, there was a proposal to come up with GM mustard also. The approvals were given, but it actually was challenged in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court gave a split verdict last year. So the second crop that was supposed to come in the market in India was GM mustard after BT cotton. But it was challenged in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, a two-judge bench, gave a split order, 1:1. Means one judge said that, okay, it is fine, you can roll out, you can use it in the market, GM mustard should be allowed in India commercially to be used. The other judge said, no, it should not be allowed. Now, in this case, whenever there is a split verdict, what happens? Please tell me. What is the next step? If you know it, please tell me. If whenever there is a split verdict of a Supreme Court judgment, what happens? Anyone? Whenever there's a split verdict, the first thing that happens, so it will be sent back to the CGI, and CGI will set up a larger bench. Most likely a 3-judge bench will be set up, and it will again decide the case. Okay, that is what it happens. So this is what one reason of GM crop. So that is why the issue of GM crop is because, of course, getting approval is slightly difficult, and we, of course, since that it is genetically modified crops, we have to ensure that it should not be harming the humans, etc., or the citizen. The next is cow milk into India. Why we are having some restrictions as far as milk are concerned? Because I hope you are aware, India is the largest cattle population. Okay. So in fact, this is the reason we had actually cancelled RCEP. We did not did a deal of a regional comprehensive economic partnership. One of the reason was, of course, impact on dairy industry in India. So if we allow easy movement of dairy products, the milk products, what will happen is indigenous dairy industries will get affected. Indigenous means Indian industries, dairy companies, dairy industries. Let's say the milk producers in India will get affected because, of course, if we will get American imports. Okay, so that is the perhaps the main reason why we are actually have issues and hindrances in allowing GM crops and cow milk. Okay, from America. And this comes soon after Donald Trump on June 26 has hinted at a very big deal coming with India. So Donald Trump has again and again said that yes, in fact, he was claiming that the India-Pakistan war was stopped by him, and he said, let's do some deal, business deal, trade, etc. That is what he has said. Okay, so let us see what will happen till 8th July. But yes, there are talks that are going on, and Mr. Piyush Goyal, the Commerce Minister of India, and there's an image where he is meeting with. This is the photo where he is meeting with U.S. Commerce Secretary. Okay. Yes. Let's move on to the next article, and the next article is India-China to continue dialogue to achieve progress on border issues. Now, what happened was Mr. Rajnath Singh, can see. So he's the defense minister, and he was in Qingdao. Qingdao is a place in China. Why he was there? So there is SCO defense ministers meeting was there. SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, defense ministers meeting was there. So where all the defense ministers of the SCO members or the all the SCO members, defense ministers were invited. Okay. So he firmly conveyed India's stance on cross-border terrorism, and he met Admiral Dong Zhong. So Admiral Dong Zhong is actually the defense minister of China. And so there was a SCO defense ministers meeting in Qingdao where these things were discussed. And further, Mr. Rajnath Singh acknowledged the work being undertaken by both sides to bring back normalcies. Now, why we are talking about bringing back normalcy? Because here it is written, in 2020, we had seen some trust deficit. There were some issues between India and China. What was that issue? Please tell me. Please tell me what happened in 2020 between India and China. You know, we won't believe the date was asked in CLAT. In CLAT, I think 2021, they asked the exact date of the incident that happened in 2020, Galwan Valley clash. Galwan Valley clash. So what is that date? Anyone? ये मैंने आपको बताया था. देखो, if you go to the Wikipedia also it is written. So this 15-16 June 2020. This was asked in the exam. I don't know why they had asked this date. They had asked about the length of LAC. What is the length of LAC? So the answer is 3488 kilometer, right? So these are the things you should be knowing. Okay. Is it clear? Are you able to understand, guys? Because आप लोग उतना आंसर नहीं कर रहे हो, कुछ बोल नहीं रहे हो. I don't know what is happening. So here is Galwan Valley. So this is the LAC or the line of actual control. And here is actually Galwan River लिखा, वो ये Galwan को Galwan भी लिखते हैं. Galwan River, where actually this incident had happened. Okay, यहाँ पर. So वही बता रहे हैं कि we are trying to, since we had trust deficit, and that is why we are being he acknowledged that the work has been done by both the sides to bring back normalcy, and he highlighted the necessity of solving complex issues through structural roadmap, etc. मतलब वही है कि we are trying to solve those issues for the friction at border and all. And Mr. Rajnath Singh also talked about and briefed his counterpart on the terrorist attack of in Pahalgam and Operation Sindoor. That is what also he talked about. He appreciated the resumption of Kailash Mansarovar Yatra after 5 years. So now the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra has been actually restarted. So where is Kailash Mansarovar? So here is Mansarovar, Kailash Mansarovar Lake, hai na? So Mansarovar Lake is there, okay, and this is actually a pilgrimage site, okay. So for Hindus, it's a pilgrimage site. I think Buddhists also. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's for Hindus and I think Buddhists also. So Indians actually go to Mansarovar Lake, etc. So since the last 5 years it was stuck. So now it has been allowed again for Mansarovar Yatra. Okay. What was the incident? Shruti, the incident was actually there were clashes that happened in LAC in June 2020. The clashes between Indian military and Chinese military happened. I hope you remember that. When there was lockdown at that time. Just search karna Galwan Valley clash. You will get to know about that June 2020 incident. Okay, let's move on further. So this is the place. This is China. This is Qingdao. This is the place where SCO defense ministers meeting happened. SCO means Shanghai Cooperation Organization defense ministers meet. So all the defense ministers of all those countries came together and had discussion. Okay. So what happened was recently there are two things that happened. First, the SCO statement was given. SCO defense minister, after the defense ministers meet happened, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the countries issued a statement, but India rejected to sign it because the Pahalgam terrorist attack was not mentioned. So India raised this concern that why our issues were not raised. That is what one thing. And India declined. Decline means rejected to endorse, to support the joint statements. Endorse means support karna. The joint statement of SCO defense minister meeting and push for including tougher language on terrorism. That is what. So he said that we should have the term Pahalgam terrorist attack should also have been mentioned. And I did not mention Pahalgam attack, but included militant activities in Balochistan. So one main severe problem was in SCO defense ministers meeting, the statement was given where the militant activities or the activities, the violent activities that has recently happened in Balochistan in Pakistan was mentioned, but it did not mention Pahalgam attack. And that is why India did not sign this. Okay. So that is what you should know. So ye taako pata hoga, I hope you are aware. So here actually this is Pahalgam. I hope you are aware that a few weeks back we had seen an unfortunate terrorist attack by and the resistant front, which is considered as a part of LET, Lashkar-e-Taiba, claimed the responsibility and all. So that is what it was in the news. I hope you are aware of this unfortunate event. Now, since we are talking about SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, this is the question: where is the headquarters of SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Please tell me. I had discussed in the past also, so I believe that you should be answering it. Everyone, please. So it is not in Shanghai. Actually, it is in Beijing. Very good. A is the right answer. Nirali Mehta and Gyan, you both are right. Ansh Dayal, you are also right. A is the right answer to this question. So headquarter जो है Beijing में चेन्नई में, सॉरी बीजिंग चाइना में है, एंड रैट्स जो है इसका रीजनल एंटी टेरर स्ट्रक्चर, उसका हेडक्वार्टर, दैट हेडक्वार्टर इज इन ताशकंद. सो रैट्स रीजनल एंटी टेरर स्ट्रक्चर इज आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ एससीओ. ठीक है, and whose headquarters is in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Okay. Now the next question is, which of the following is not the member of SCO? First meeting was held in Shanghai. That is why it is called as Shanghai 5, later on Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Right. Nirali Mehta, you're right. Which of the following is not the member of SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Belarus, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. And please tell me how many members are there? How many members are there in SCO? Let me see how many. Yes, 10 members. Yes, Nirali Mehta, you're right. And what about this question, which is on the screen? Which of the following is not the member of SCO? Yes, Ansh, Dayal, Gyan, you all right. There are 10 members. Which of them is not the member of SCO? The answer is option D. So Ansh Dayal was right. D is the right answer. Belarus is also a member. It became the 10th member. So in 2024. And 2023, Iran became the member. So the right answer is D. Tajikistan is not the member. Oh, Tajikistan is the member. I'm very sorry. मैंने ऑप्शन गलत लिखा था, तुर्कमेनिस्तान लिखना चाहिए था. Okay, all four are members. So I'm very sorry for the question. All four are members. Actually, I was supposed to write Turkmenistan, but by mistake I had written Tajikistan. Okay. So Tajikistan is the member, but Turkmenistan is not the member. Okay. Please correct me. My bad. It is not a member. And I was thinking of writing Turkmenistan while I was making question paper, but mistakenly I wrote Tajikistan. Tajikistan is the member. Okay. So so these are the members. I mean, all four are members actually. Belarus, China, India, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. देखो मैं आपको थोड़ा सा बताता हूँ. So these are the members. And India, Pakistan members became together. Then Iran became in 2023, and Belarus became. Belarus is the friend of Russia. I hope you are aware. And SCO is basically considered as China-dominated platform. It is said, and even Russia is also there. But it is said, like foreign policy experts says like this. Okay. Okay. Now, मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ. Yes, these are the members. So India is the member. Iran is the member. Pakistan is the member. China is the member. And Russia is the member. Kazakhstan is the member. यहाँ पर देखो ये वाला Belarus है, which has helped Russia in Russia-Ukraine war. This is Belarus. Then here is Tajikistan. And here is Uzbekistan. 10 हो गया. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. नहीं 3 3 6 7 8 9. 1 is missing. अच्छा, इसी के ऊपर ताजिकिस्तान, यहाँ पे किर्गिस्तान. यस, किर्गिस्तान. ठीक है, देखो सारे स्थान है. एक मिसिंग है इसमें. एक तो अफगानिस्तान हो गया, वो तो खैर नहीं मेंबर. ये वाला दिस वन. Okay, this one is Tajikistan. This one is Turkmenistan. Sorry, and Turkmenistan is not the member. Why I'm highlighting? There's a reason. Turkmenistan is generally considered as a very neutral country. Very neutral country, and it hardly participates in any grouping. ये इसलिए बता रहा हूँ because let's say if there is a question in the exam, which of the following is a member international grouping, and if the option says Turkmenistan, then it will not be the member, because most likely Turkmenistan is hardly a member of any grouping. It generally is like aloof, है ना? जैसे Switzerland is there in Europe, which has not participated in world wars. It is not a member of European Union. Okay, like that Turkmenistan's behavior is. ठीक है, so Turkmenistan जो जैसे में भी देखोगे, Turkmenistan will not be the member. So that is what I am saying, because these are helpful. These tricks are helpful in the exam. It is the Switzerland of Asia type thing. They are very neutral and not concerned about that. तो मैं जो एक क्वेश्चन दे रहा था ना, उसमें तुर्कमेनिस्तान ही, I was supposed to write in option D. ठीक है, ये वाला जो क्वेश्चन दिया था, but mistakenly I wrote Tajikistan. ठीक है, okay, that was the problem. खैर, let's move on to the editorial, practicing equality in constitutional courts. Now, this topic is about, no, he's the author of, he's the lawyer of the Supreme Court of India, है ना, जो main editorial है, and he is talking about recent changes in how to designate advocates and senior advocates. Okay, So देखो इसमें क्या, recently the Supreme Court of India decided to refix the methodology and criteria for designating lawyers as senior lawyers, है ना. So he's talking about a judgment Jitendra Singh at Kalla versus state government of NCT Delhi, and the court revised the earlier judgment of Indira Jai Singh case. So Indira Jai Singh case was in 2017 and 2023. They have revised it now this year. Means they changed the previous judgment. Of course, the Supreme Court has the right to change it, है ना, and directed the high courts in the country to frame the rules according to it. So this is the new judgment. This one, Kalla versus State of Government of NCT Delhi. Okay. Here actually he's talking, the author is saying that देखो ये क्या कह रहे हैं कि people did not give much public attention because people believe that it is an internal matter of judiciary. How the advocates and senior advocates are designated, when these things came and the judgment came, people are actually not very much concerned because, of course, people believe that this is an internal matter of judiciary. Why should a common man be concerned or bother about that? Anna. So that is what he is actually talking. So the legal profession has a public character. So he's saying that no, it should not be said that it is only an internal matter of judiciary. That is why he's saying this is an erroneous notion. Means people wrongly believe that this is an internal matter. He said that legal profession is of public character. Therefore, the inequality within the judiciary impacts not only the judicial democracy but also political democracy. So he means to say that there should not be inequality when it comes to designation of lawyers, because of course it will impact the rest of the society and not only the judiciary. Because of course that is what he's talking. So he's talking about Advocates Act 1961, which classifies advocates into senior advocates and advocates. It says that based on ability, standing at the bar, or special knowledge or experience in law, a deserving advocate could be designated by Constitutional Court as senior advocate. Means he's actually talking about creating some sort of distinction between a senior advocate and an advocate. So he's saying that this is problematic because it will lead to unequal treatment, and this will lead to sharp division, legal oligarchy. Oligarchy मतलब क्या होता है? Control of few. Means legal oligarchy means some lawyers will have control. Means they will create a sort of an oligarchy where few lawyers will be the prominent, dominant ones in the Supreme Court or in the high courts, and they will get all the important, let's say, petitions, and means they will get a chance to earn more. So it will lead to acceleration of commercialization of legal profession when these two, like you have explicitly designated senior advocates and advocates separately. That is what the author is talking about. In fact, he is referring this to a US case. Yes, power with the few, right? Nirali Mehta, oligarchy means that. An elite cadre of lawyers has emerged as the first among equals. मतलब वो भी बता रहे हैं, Reuters is a news agency of England, and it brought a report where actually it talked about that something similar was happening even in America. ठीक है, इसके facts नहीं याद रखने, but आपको एक rough idea होना चाहिए. Yes, the top lawyers are actually controlling all the important appeals, and less than 1% of lawyers. So this is actually, he's saying that, I mean, this will lead to inequality within the lawyer. We talk about Article 14, equality before law. This equality before law should be for lawyers also, and all the lawyers should be treated equally. So these are the things he's talking about. So these are the previous case, Indira Jai Singh case and Jitendra Singh case, where actually he's saying that in these judgments, Supreme Court failed to address the fundamental issue, etc. But now he's saying, and these are previous judgment, 2017 and others. But now he's saying the latest judgment, point-based assessment followed hitherto can hardly be objective, and yet it tends to be highly subjective, etc. तो वही सब बता रहे हैं, इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है. बस that is what he's talking about, that the designation of senior advocate and normal advocate was not correct. It is like it was creating distinction, it was leading to commercialization. तो ये वो बता रहे हैं कि this classification was inherently arbitrary and discriminatory, and you will give preference to some more elite lawyers, and the rest of them actually will not get the benefit. तो ये सब बात हो रही है ना. So अब इसमें इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है, no need to go in detail, है ना. Where now he's talking about the addition of the word socialist in preamble by 42nd Amendment. अच्छा, इस पर मैं discuss करूंगा, but otherwise, if you are interested, 42nd Amendment is very much in the news, especially national emergency. I have decided to schedule a class on Tuesday and at 3 p.m. where I'll discuss about national emergency, because recently it has completed how many years? 50 years, right? And I hope you are aware. So during national emergency, 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976 was brought. तो आप जाके गूगल पे सर्च करना, यूट्यूब पे सर्च करना 42nd अमेंडमेंट, career launcher. Let's search it. You will get my video where I have discussed about 42nd Amendment in detail. Okay, so you can watch it. That would be helpful. Okay. So ये बता रहे हैं कि in previous judgment of Indira Jaising case in 2017, the Supreme Court mentioned the practices of Nigeria, Australia, Singapore also, and that is why they justified the arbitrary like designation, है ना? So अब इसमें है ना, very often star lawyers monopolize the system. वही उसी की बात हो रही है ना, star lawyers. So there are some lawyers who are very famous, very prominent, and they charge very high fees, and everyone goes to those lawyers, and the rest of the lawyers do not get any, let's say, important cases, है ना? So these are the things he's talking about. Oh, star lawyers वाली बात हो रही है. So that is what he's saying. Now let's move on to another same article. I mean, we have already discussed it. Missed opportunity. India should convince SCO to take a strong stance against terrorism. Why? The Qingdao meeting, defense ministers meeting happened. Qingdao is a place in China where the defense ministers of all the 10 countries came together. So please be mindful. India is there. Pakistan is also a member of SCO. So Pakistan's foreign minister, I'm sure it would have been there, and Iran's foreign minister and other minister were sure there. So that's what you should know. That ended without a joint communique, indicate trouble within the 10-nation grouping. Why? Because India has decided not to sign it. India has categorically said, since you have not mentioned Pahalgam, we will not be signing the final document. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh was forced to withdraw from the joint declaration because there was no reference to terrorism at the behest of one nation, a reference to Pakistan. Means since Pakistan is a member, perhaps because of which there was no explicit reference to terrorism and the Pahalgam attack, etc. Okay, so there was no reference to that, and that is why India has not signed it. What sounds more surprising is that not only did the draft resolution fail to mention terrorism, but member states, including host China and Russia, had even reportedly considered referring to disturbances in Balochistan. So the problem was, one thing, Pahalgam terrorist attack was not mentioned, but at the same time, China was the host. So China and Russia talked about using the word disturbances in Balochistan in the report. Means they did not talk about Pahalgam, but they talked about Balochistan. And this was the opinion of China and Russia. So of course, that is also not very good for us. And this is stark given the SCO's founding charter in 2002 focused on the need to build mutual intra-regional effort to curb terrorism, separatism, and extremism. Why this is stark? Because it did not talk about the recent terrorist attack in India. So it should have been talked. Because SCO's original charter in 2002 talks about curbing terrorism, separatism, and extremism. In fact, they have a separate body called as RATS, Regional Anti-Terror Structure, whose DG director was also present, and RATS is actually a part of SCO. But still, that Pahalgam terror attack was not mentioned in that statement. And that is what. See, when it comes to Balochistan, yes, we have seen some incidents. Of course, there are these are the reports like 16 March, 21st May, 27th March. So these are the reports. So they talked about Balochistan, but they did not talk about Pahalgam. Balochistan is a province here in Pakistan. That is what you should know. And I hope, please go and read about BLA, Balochistan Liberation Army, and a little bit about that. And all eyes will now be on SCO. Yes, now since SCO's defense ministers meeting has happened, now in July we will be having foreign SCOs, Shanghai Cooperation Organization foreign ministers meet. Okay, and the final SCO summit will happen in August, September. So SCO summit means where head of the states, that is the prime minister or the president, will be there. So let us see what will happen there. So that is what you should know. एक और चीज हुआ था, India has dissociated itself from a statement on Israel's attack on Iran. Okay. So ये statement था, statement of SCO regarding military strikes on the territory of Iran, and Iran is also a member of SCO. So SCO ने statement issue किया, the member countries of SCO express serious concern over escalating tension in the Middle East and strongly condemn the military attack carried out by Israel on Iran. So it means SCO members directly, openly criticize Israel for attacking Iran. Okay, now SCO there are 10 members. Iran is also a part of it. So all the 9 countries agree, but India said, no, we will not sign it. Okay, so India was the only country who said, we will not sign this statement. Okay, so why India refused to join SCO condemnation of Israel's attack on Iran? You can read it. Okay, so that is what it was also being mentioned, that India dissociated itself from that as well. Okay, ये हो गया. Okay, Let's move on further. A China-led trilateral nexus as India's new challenge. Trilateral मतलब क्या होता है? Means three people. So here is talking about China, Pakistan, and a third country like Bangladesh or Taliban's Afghanistan. That is what he is talking about. Trilateral means three country nexus. So देखो अब क्या बता रहे? Last week, China, Pakistan, and Bangladesh met a trilateral meeting in Kunming. Kunming is a place in China. So I hope you all are aware that here is India. The Bangladesh since last year August. Last year was 2024. Sheikh Hasina was removed from the power, and now we are having a new government, or against an interim government, which is not very pro to India. And that is why China, Pakistan, and Bangladesh leaders had a meeting in Kunming. Somewhere here you'll find Kunming. So they had meeting. Okay, so that is what thing is talking about. Then this meeting was closely followed by another trilateral meeting between China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Again, Afghanistan, why? The Taliban came to power, right? So China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan had also the meeting, and they are interested in extending CPEC to Afghanistan. Now, this is also a serious thing for us. Please tell me, what is CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor? This is a class where I have discussed. Please watch it. This is very, very, very important. If you see PYQ, Belt and Road Initiative, we have seen a previous year question on Belt and Road Initiative. If I'm not wrong, CLAT 2021 May, there was mentioning 21 or 22 May, they had talked about Belt and Road Initiative. And this is very, very important. Of course, it can be repeated. It comes in the news again and again. So one of the China's initiative of Belt and Road Initiative, one of its part is CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which actually connects Kashgar in China to Gwadar in Pakistan. So it will be connecting something like this. And this will be a proposed train, most likely a railway, road, as well as pipeline. It is like this. But why we have raised the concern? What is the problem? Can anyone tell me? को बता सकता है why we have raised this issue? कि this is wrong or this is... Yes, opposed by India because this is the illegally occupied POK. It has been illegally occupied by Pakistan, and we believe that this is our territory. So of course we have raised this. Yes, Nirali Mehta, very good. Huh? You're right. So that is why we have already opposed it. Now they are saying that they are talking with Taliban. So maybe they will extend this to Afghanistan also. This is what the China is planning. Something like that. I'm just making, I don't know exactly, but I'm making just a rough sketch. So maybe they will draw one more part to Afghanistan. That is what is being talked about here. Okay. So ये बता रहे 1962 India China war हुआ था. They are what they are talking about. Largely shape regional alignments. Okay, India versus China had there were the war. Following the war, China found Pakistan to be a new ally. So after 1962 war, China had seen Pakistan a new ally, etc. These are the things you should know. Okay. And to date, Pakistan is highly dependent on China. Yes, this everyone knows. Like, and in fact, by the end of 2024, Pakistan had a loan amount of $24 billion from China. Okay, so Pakistan is taking a loan from China as well. It has taken numerous loans from IMF. I hope you are aware. 80% of Pakistan's arms import come from China. So actually, China is heavily dependent on Pakistan. Pakistan is heavily dependent on China. Okay. In fact, China has shielded many Pakistan-backed terrorists in UN Security Council. It has blocked designation of a lot of Pak-based terrorist organization as a terrorist group. So the China has used a veto, etc. in the past. Okay, so these are the things. Even China has said India's retaliation of Operation Sindoor is regrettable. It means indirectly, directly, actually China had criticized India's Operation Sindoor. So that is what you should be knowing it. In fact, it is said that Pakistan's foreign minister met Chinese counterpart after Operation Sindoor, and they said they are having ironclad friendship. So these are the terms being used. अगर उसमें क्या यूज है China Pakistan +1 China Pak +1 so +1 क्यों मतलब China Pakistan plus some other country. So we have discussed just now एक case में China Pakistan and Bangladesh one meeting happened. So this is called as China Pak +1. Similarly China Pak and Afghanistan. So this is also called as China Pak +1. That is what they are saying. That is what the author is saying. China Pak +1 is not a new phenomenon against India. Even we have seen in 1965 when Pakistan, China, Nepal were used. Pakistan flirted with the idea of using East Pakistan, which is Bangladesh now, China and Nepal. So that is what also they are saying. This we have seen China China, Pakistan +1. We have seen this idea earlier also, or this type of action. So that is what he's talking about. Then he's talking about the Uri terrorist attack, Pulwama, Pahalgam. Okay. Then we are talking about Indus Water Treaty. We have already made video, and I'm sure you must have watched it. If you have not watched, please watch. Indus Water Treaty is very much in the news. Okay. And India's military and diplomatic response to Chinese border in Doklam and Galwan. Why Galwan Valley clash? We have seen June 2020. Doklam issue हुआ था 2017 में. Doklam is actually a place in near Sikkim के पास. We had some standoff with India and Chinese military had some standoff. Okay, that is what you should know. Then when it comes to Maldives, Beijing appears reluctant to President Mohamed Moizu. Despite his initial anti-India stand, now he came to India also. So from Maldives, there is Mohamed Moizu. So last year, Mohamed Moizu is actually the president. So last year we had some issues with Maldives. Okay, but I think we are trying to resolve it because now Mohamed Moizu came to India. October 2024, he came to India, and there was actually, although when he was in a position, he had brought the India Out campaign, etc. also, but now he was also invited. So let us see, maybe we can have some better relationship, etc. and all. In Nepal, despite the China's Belt and Road Cooperation, major difference in funding remains unresolved in the progress. Okay, so basically, even with Nepal also, Nepal is going close to China with Belt and Road Initiative. Ek Sri Lanka ka hai, yes. The new president is developing close ties with India, right? Yes. Like for example, you can see. So when PM Modi visited Sri Lanka, April 2025 ka, he was given Mitra Vibhushan. I think it's the highest civilian award. Sri Lanka's highest civilian award. Okay, that is what you should know. So it appears that perhaps we are having an improved relation with Sri Lanka. Okay, so these are the things you should know. In the case of Bangladesh, despite differences, yes. So after Sheikh Hasina was removed, we are having a new government where we are having some differences with Bangladesh, but still, India has not hindered the trilateral energy cooperation with Nepal. So there is a trilateral energy cooperation. Trilateral means India, Nepal, and Bangladesh is having an energy cooperation. Okay, this is Bangladesh. And even after the Sheikh Hasina was removed, Sheikh Hasina was considered as slightly pro-India, but now the current government is not that much, it is said, pro-India. So, but still, India, Nepal, and Bangladesh is having this trilateral energy cooperation agreement. Okay. So these are the things being used, talked. There is increasing anxiety like to motivated China push for better talks. With detail nahi jana na. We have discussed the remain cautious pragmatic engagement between India and Taliban. Yes, pragmatic engagement. Yes. अगर आपने देखा होगा, Mr. S. Jaishankar had few days back, I think a few weeks back, he had said we are having had some constructive talks with Taliban. So India is also trying to have some talks to leverage the relationship with Afghanistan also, because that is also very important. Okay, so this is what you should know. Historically, both Bangladesh and Afghanistan have enjoyed close ties with Pakistan. है ना? अब देखो होता क्या है? Especially before Sheikh Hasina was removed. So before that, India was having good relation with her. Similarly, before Taliban came to power, so Taliban came to power in August 2021. Before that, there was a government of Hamid Karzai. Then there was Ashraf Ghani. These were the president of Afghanistan, so which had very good relation. In fact, Modi ji had gone to Afghanistan also. He had inaugurated, I think, some Kabul parliament also, and there was a Salma Dam and many other things were constructed with the help of India. So before these events happened, we are having very good relation. Good relation with Afghanistan and Bangladesh. ठीक है, so ये बताना चाहिए. ठीक है, अब इसमें इतना डिटेल जाना. Whatever we have talked is more than enough. Now, एक और आर्टिकल SDG पर, Sustainable Development Goals. So these are called as Sustainable Development Goals, 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So इसके लिए एक रिपोर्ट आती है UN Sustainable Development Solution Network की, UN SDSN की. And please tell me what is India's rank and which country has got rank 1. So UN Sustainable Development Solution Networks comes up with the rankings of how your country is improving as far as SDG is concerned. What is India's rank? Please tell me. And what is the rank of which has got rank 1? अच्छा, SDG के लिए क्लास देख लीजिएगा, प्लीज वॉच इट बिकॉज देयर आर PYQs स्पेशली इन ALET, they had asked question which I have discussed in this class also, so you watch it. हाँ, इंडिया की रैंक 99 है. Yes, ज्ञान, you're right. तो यहाँ लिखा हुआ भी India has got 99th rank. We have improved actually. 2016 में 110 था, now we are having 99. ठीक है. And Finland has got rank 1. Finland. ठीक है. Yes, very good. And India की rank 99 है. याद रखिएगा. That is what you should know. ठीक है. इसमें और डिटेल क्या है? They are talking about SDG 1 etc. SDG 2 is zero hunger. देखो शुरू के 4 SDG याद रखिएगा. At least 4 5. No poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality. These 5 at least remember. Initial 5 you should remember. ठीक है. And बाकी मैंने यहाँ बताया है, SDGs are very important. They are asked in the exams and different places in newspapers it comes. That's why you should know. ठीक है. इसमें भी we are not going in that detail, but emergency पर we'll be having a class. I've told you on Tuesday 3 p.m. ठीक है. Because national emergency is very important. We have completed 50 years. And then Donald Trump, I save Iran's harmony from ignominious debt. So that is what Donald Trump had said. So basically, I'm talking about this, that we have seen Iran-Israel conflict. Please watch this video where I've discussed in detail. And it's better you should watch all these three. Because whenever something is in the news, let's say Iran is in the news, so they can ask about Iran and the Iranian revolution. They can ask about Israel also in detail. Okay? So please watch these 3 classes. This is very, very important. So this is all about today's class. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. तो ये आप लाइव सेक्शन में जाके देख सकते हो on our YouTube channel. ठीक है. These are available. Please watch it. Make notes out of it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching.